Heartbreak. We've pretty much all been there. But what if I told you it's not just all in your head? That it's a real, measurable, biological event? Well, today we're going to dive into the actual neuroscience of what happens when a heart gets broken.
I mean, really think about it. Have you ever gone through a breakup and felt that deep physical ache right in the middle of your chest? A feeling so raw and so intense you could swear you were actually physically hurt.
Well, it turns out you weren't just being dramatic. That pain is very, very real. And the reason for it is all happening right inside your brain.
So, first things first. We're going to tackle the most surprising part of all this, the bizarre and powerful link between feeling rejected and feeling actual physical pain.
Okay, so check this out. Scientists have done these neuroimaging studies where they put heartbroken people into an fMRI machine. And when they show them a picture of their ex, something wild happens. A part of their brain called the dorsal anterior cingulate cortex lights up like a Christmas tree. And guess what? That's the exact same area that fires up when you, say, spill hot coffee on your hand. Your brain is literally processing emotional pain and physical pain in the same place.
There's actually a term for this, social pain. And it makes a lot of sense from an evolutionary perspective, right? For our ancestors, getting kicked out of the tribe was basically a death sentence. So our brains evolved this incredibly powerful alarm system to treat social rejection as a major threat, just as dangerous as a physical injury. So the bottom line is, your brain doesn't really draw a clear line between a broken bone and a broken heart. To your neural circuits, the alarm is the same, the danger feels the same, and the pain is just as real.
But it's not just pain, is it? It's more than that. It's an obsession. And the reason for that might shock you. Neurologically speaking, love acts a whole lot like an addiction.
See, when you're happily in love, your brain's reward system is getting a constant, wonderful hit of a chemical called dopamine. This is the good stuff. It's the neurotransmitter of motivation, pleasure, and that euphoric feeling of being on top of the world. It's what makes love feel so amazing.
So, what happens when the relationship ends? Well, that steady supply of dopamine gets cut off, just like that. And your brain is plunged into a state of withdrawal. Now, look at these two lists. On the left, the symptoms of drug withdrawal. On the right, the symptoms of heartbreak. Intense craving, restlessness, obsessive thoughts. They're practically identical. Your brain is desperately looking for its next fix, and that fix was your ex.
And that is the biological reason you might find yourself doing things that feel compulsive, like checking their social media 100 times a day, rereading old messages, or just feeling this overwhelming urge to call them. It's not a failure of willpower. It's your brain's reward system screaming for its fix. But dopamine is just one ingredient in this chaotic mix. A breakup doesn't just remove the good chemicals. It unleashes a whole cocktail of stress chemicals, creating a massive storm inside your body. It's like a domino effect. The shock of the breakup triggers this massive chemical cascade. Your serotonin levels can drop, which messes with your mood and your appetite. And at the same time, your body's major stress response system kicks into high gear. And believe me, your body keeps the score. Your brain starts pumping out cortisol, the famous stress hormone. This leads to those sleepless nights, the crazy mood swings, and it can even weaken your immune system. It's literally why you can get physically sick after a really bad breakup. So, we have physical pain, we have addiction, we have a chemical storm, but heartbreak also attacks something even more fundamental, your very sense of who you are. This quote from a group of researchers really just says it all. When you're in a deep, long-term relationship, your partner becomes part of your identity. You start sharing hobbies, friends, inside jokes. Your sense of me slowly merges into a sense of we. So when that person suddenly disappears from your life, it's not just that you've lost a partner. It feels like you've lost a piece of yourself. And this isn't just a feeling. It's a documented psychological effect. Researchers call it reduced self-concept clarity. That disorienting sense of, I don't even know who I am anymore, that's real. And it's a huge part of the pain. The way I see it, this iceberg is the perfect metaphor. The tears and sadness we see on the surface, that's just the tip. Underneath the water, there are all these deeper, more powerful factors at play, like your personal attachment style and just how much of your identity got wrapped up in that relationship. Okay, I know this has all been pretty heavy, but here comes the good news, the really good news. The same amazing, complex brain that processes all this pain is also hardwired to heal itself. Let's talk about how. And the magic word for all of this is neuroplasticity. It's this incredible, fundamental ability of your brain
to change, to adapt, and to literally rewire itself based on your experiences. The key takeaway is this: your brain is not static. It can and does change.
And this healing isn't passive, it's an active process. Your brain starts to reorganize, building new neural pathways that aren't tied to your ex. You begin to reinterpret the story of the relationship, which is a process called cognitive reappraisal. And finally, you update your memories, slowly stripping them of their intense emotional charge.
Think about it this way. The same brain that learned to associate one single person with safety, reward, and love has the power to learn new things. It can build new roads, forge new connections, and heal. The very same biological machinery that caused all the pain is what ultimately allows you to recover.
Which kind of leaves us with one last big thought. If we understand that heartbreak isn't some kind of personal failure or a character flaw, but a completely predictable biological process, well, doesn't that give us some power back? If we know what's happening inside our own heads, maybe, just maybe, we can learn to heal a little bit smarter. Something to think about.